Hi, I'm Eric Gorr from Millennium Technologies, and today we're going to talk about power valve systems. Now, power valves are unique to two-stroke engines. Two-stroke engines that are used in ATVs, motorcycles, and watercraft and snowmobiles. We service the power valves, so whenever we take a cylinder in for repair, we have to strip down all the steel parts out of the cylinder because those would just get disintegrated in the pre-treatment of the plating. What we do is we offer free service of removing the power valves, and then we just bag them for you. But we also offer a complete service where we take apart the power valves, we clean all the parts in an environmentally cleaning method, and we assemble the parts with the proper lubes. Now, a power valve system is enclosed in the cylinder. It's a series of mechanisms, and they vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. And as those parts move back and forth and exhaust goes through the exhaust system, it produces a bit of carbon. And that carbon eventually encrusts itself on the power valves, and then they won't function anymore. So power valve service is just a normal part of engine maintenance. Now, a lot of the European engines, they use a series of gears with O-rings and seals and a cover. The front cover of the cylinder has water flow through it. These have to be super clean and flat in order to install them back in the engine. And then they have to use special O-rings to seal the parts so the exhaust doesn't leak out of the system. Okay, in this sequence we're going to show how to install the power valves. This is a Yamaha YZ125. It uses a popular style of guillotine valve. Guillotine meaning it's sliding back and forth in a passageway. Now, to prep this, all of our cylinders in Millennium go through our quality control department where we polish the power valve passages, because sometimes the nickel silicon carbide plating flashing goes up those ports and can make it difficult to put the power valve in and out of the cylinder. Now, when Millennium technicians tear apart a brand new job that comes in, we look for damage on the power valves and or any broken parts. And we have a full selection of original equipment parts for the power valves. And after we do our cleanup, we polish all the port edges so the power valves run smoothly. So I've applied a bit of grease to the power valve as a break-in lubrication. And I'm going to fit them into the passageways. I test them to make sure they go up and down cleanly. Now I'm going to install the factory bolts. Sometimes the manufacturers will say to use a locking agent like Loctite. This is a Loctite glue stick. That's what we use here. Tighten the bolts. Then all the parts are torqued with a torque wrench to the factory recommended specifications. We have all the factory manuals for all the different types of motorcycles, snowmobiles, ATV, and watercraft. Okay, now the linkage. So once you get the power valves in, you have to take the linkage and fit it to it. I've already installed a new seal on the side here. Some of our race engines, we use a sealed bearing to reduce the friction on the power valve system, which makes it work better. This is called the yoke. It's the thing that operates the power valves, and it's got springs built into it in case the power valves clog up with carbon. The power valve mechanism will still operate without causing any other damage to the engine. So there's your basic system. And now we just install the rest of the bolts and the cover with a new gasket. Some of these covers have vent tubes built into them. We also clean those, make sure those are working properly. If you send your cylinder head in for for power valve service, we'll decarbon it with bead blasting. And power valve service ranges $30 to $50 depending on the size of the engine. And at various times of the years, we run discounts on that service also. Okay, thank you.